Hey fam, Master Coach G here, thriving after 50, mind, body, soul. And in this week's episode, we are uncovering, can inflammation cause you to have high blood pressure? Yes, it absolutely can. I am going to share with you some information in the simplest forms on how inflammation affects your blood pressure. We're going to talk about what inflammation is, how it affects your blood pressure, but we're also going to talk about natural ways to reduce the inflammation and support a healthy blood pressure. This is Master Coach G, and I will see you on the inside. Hey fam, Master Coach G here, thriving after 50. And in this week's episode, we are uncovering, can inflammation cause high blood pressure? Yes, that is the subject of today. And the answer to that question is yes, absolutely. Inflammation can cause you to have high blood pressure. So here's how it works in its simplest terms, okay? First of all, let's start with what is inflammation. Inflammation is your body's natural response to injury, whether it's stress or any harmful substance like toxins or bacteria. It's helpful short term, okay? So it helps you with the healing process. But chronic inflammation that lingers over time can damage tissues, including your blood vessels. That's why it affects your blood pressure. Now, you would think that if you walked into your doctor's office and you had swollen ankles, swollen feet, swollen hands, whatever, that the doctor would, when they took your blood pressure, that they would recognize the fact that you have inflammation and that your blood pressure is going to automatically run higher. That's just what's going to happen. Your blood pressure is going to be higher because of the inflammation. However, the doctors will tell you you have high blood pressure. We need to treat that. They will treat the symptoms, but they're not treating the condition. The condition is the inflammation. If you got rid of the inflammation, would you still have high blood pressure? Probably not. I mean, it may be high, but it won't be extremely high like it is if you have inflammation in your body. Okay, so that's the reason why chronic inflammation is dangerous, especially for your blood vessels. Okay, how it raises your blood pressure. So let's talk about that. It damages the blood vessels. Okay, inflammation makes the inner lining of your blood vessels stiff or narrowed, reducing the flexibility and increasing pressure. So let's look at having a pipe. So you have pipes under your house where your kitchen, your bathroom, all that stuff is ran through. All that stuff is ran through your pipes. Okay, so if your pipes are clogged up, what's going to happen when the water tries to go through? The pressure is going to burst the pipe, right? Okay, so look at it that way. So when you have inflammation, it makes your blood vessels narrow, which increases the pressure. Okay, so if you have increased pressure, then guess what? Your blood pressure is going to be high. I mean, it's just that simple. Here's another thing that causes inflammation to affect your blood vessels is it triggers plaque buildup. Okay, chronic inflammation promotes plaque formation in your arteries, which makes it harder for the blood to flow freely. Okay, now when you talk about plaque, I know most people think of plaque on your teeth. Okay, but even plaque on your teeth isn't good, and it's definitely not good in your blood vessels because it restricts the blood flow. So that's another reason why inflammation is harmful for us and how it affects our blood pressure. Not only does inflammation affect our blood pressure, but it also affects our kidney function. Okay, inflammation can impair your kidneys, which is essential regarding your blood pressure because of the balance that it needs, the fluid balance that it needs. Okay. Another thing that it affects is your hormonal balance, ladies, and men too, but especially us ladies. The hormonal balance, inflammation signals can interfere with hormones that helps relax the blood vessels, making them more constricted. So that's the reason why we need to make sure that we are aware when we have excessive inflammation in our bodies. Inflammation can cause so many other things, but today I want to talk about high blood pressure, and I'm going to get on other subjects about what inflammation affects, because I think it's important for us to know that, because again, what happens is you go to the doctor, you have inflammation, and it affects your blood pressure because it's restricted, just like the pipe that's in your kitchen gets clogged up and it bursts, same thing. But the doctor will say you have high blood pressure, and they will treat the high blood pressure but not treat the inflammation. But you want to fix the problem by treating the inflammation. Okay, so let me give you some natural ways to reduce the inflammation to support a healthy blood pressure, because and what I noticed is over the years they continue to lower the blood pressure standard. It used to be like 130, then it went down to it used to be 140, then it went down to 130, and now the last time I checked it was down to 120. Now, how many people do you know that actually has a blood pressure of 120? Over 70 or 74, 75, as long as you're not at that 80 range, okay? How many people do you know have a blood pressure of 120 over 75? Not many. My blood pressure is 117 over 74, okay? Which is absolutely perfect for a 67-year-old woman. But again, I do things to make sure that my blood pressure stays good, and that includes being aware of the inflammation. And you can almost feel, if you're aware of what it feels like, then you're aware of it. But some natural ways to reduce the inflammation to support a healthy blood pressure. Okay, eat an anti-inflammation diet, which consists of leafy greens, berries, turmeric, garlic, omega-3 fats. Of course, movement regularly, like exercise, reduces inflammation and it stabilizes your blood pressure. Okay, which is one of the principles that I always talk about, which is exercise. Okay, but exercising does reduce the inflammation, and the inflammation will reduce your blood pressure. So let's start there. Okay, reduce toxins. Okay, switch to safer household and personal care products like your laundry detergent, your deodorant, your lotion, your skincare products. Those things have toxins in them. You need to make a switch and get rid of all those things that have toxins, because they do cause inflammation, and you're not even understanding how that's triggered. It could be inflammation could be triggered from your deodorant. Inflammation can be triggered from your lotion. It could be something in that product that's triggering inflammation in your body. That's the reason why you need to switch to plant-based, all-natural products like Melaleuca. All natural plant-based products will definitely reduce the inflammation in your body. And I'm speaking from personal experience. I use Melaleuca. All the products I use, whether it's skincare, deodorant, lotion, laundry detergent, cleaning products. I clean my house with Melaleuca, all plant-based. So I'm not inhaling any toxins. And it's keeping me safer. It's definitely reducing the inflammation in my body, for sure. Okay? Here's another thing that we have to do. We have to manage our stress levels. Okay? Because chronic stress can cause inflammation. It fuels it. It's like having a fire and throwing gasoline on it. That's what stress does to your inflammation. If you have a fire and you throw gasoline on it, what's going to happen? So stress does the same thing for inflammation. So that's the reason why managing your stress is vitally important. Okay. Now here's another principle that I always talk about, which is 2 of the 4 principles. The first one was exercise. This one is sleep. Okay. Poor sleep increases your inflammation and makes your blood pressure higher. That's the reason why I always talk about sleep and why it's so important. We got to get a minimum of 7 hours, 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. See, when I talk about sleep, people just think, oh, it's just sleep. No, sleep does so many things for your body. Plus it has to reset itself, restore itself while we're sleeping. So yes, sleep, lack of sleep, good quality sleep, lack of that increases the inflammation in your body, which increases the chances of you having high blood pressure. So what did we talk about today? We talked about what inflammation is and how short-term inflammation heals your body. We talked about long-term inflammation, how it affects your body in a negative way, and especially your blood pressure, okay? And how it narrows your blood vessels. Just like the pipe in your house that gets clogged up, eventually it's going to burst. That's what happens with your blood pressure. We talked about how it triggers plaque buildup from chronic inflammation. Okay, which is the long term. The chronic inflammation definitely promotes plaque in your arteries so that your blood does not flow freely. And it also affects your kidney function as well. It also affects your hormonal balance as well. So then we talked about natural ways to reduce inflammation in your body to help you to support a healthy blood pressure, okay? Like certain foods that you can eat, leafy greens, berries, turmeric, garlic, omega-3, those kind of things. Exercise is another thing that reduces inflammation in your body. Reducing the toxins that you have, that you use on your body, in your body, even the laundry detergent, everything that we use a lot of things that we use, let me say that, a lot of things that we use can cause inflammation, okay? You have to also manage your stress, okay? Vitally important. You got to manage your stress because it does affect, it fuels, it's like throwing the gasoline on the fire. Stress does that. Stress is the fire, and it causes it to rage more whenever you are stressing. Inflammation just kind of creeps in. So you got to be careful with that, and you got to manage your stress level. Getting sleep is another thing. You got to get good quality of sleep because poor sleeping habits increases inflammation and definitely raises your blood pressure. Absolutely. Hey, that's what I have for you today. I hope this episode has added value to your life. If it has, please share it with someone that may benefit from it as well. Subscribe to my channel so every time I drop a new episode, you will be notified. But before I get out of here, I got to give a shout out to my listeners around the world as always. Here in the United States, Canada, Australia, Russia Federation, China, Mexico, Belgium, Ireland, South Africa, Brazil, Nigeria, United Kingdom, Germany, France, Bangladesh, Ukraine, Kuwait, India, Hong Kong, the Dominican Republic, Philippines, Barbados, Saudi Arabia, Spain, Japan, Netherlands, Pakistan, Indonesia, and Portugal. I appreciate each and every one of you for listening. Thank you so much for joining me here on Thriving After 50 Mind, Body, Soul. This is Master Coach G, and I will see you on the next level.